everyone. I just latestly got an information that people have a small confusion if they should follow the big investors. Here big investors are big entities, big institutions like FIIs, DIIs, big banks, operators or big entities who have lots and lots of money. So a radical person or a rational investor should follow these FIIs. Should a layman follow these big FIIs or foreign institution investors in order to make huge lots and lots of profits? Should they do or shouldn't they? Should they avoid such steps of FIIs and invest the way or on the basis of the learning they have made so far, or they should always follow the footsteps of these big investors? Today, the topic of discussion is, should I follow the FIIs or the DIIs? Let me tell you something, guys. In order to understand what the role of FIIs, DIIs or big entities play in the market is just like a big person holding a big rock, but you do not have a little power to hold or to support that rock. Likewise, in order to give you a crystal understanding, I will give you a small story that will help you understand what the role of FIIs is into the market. Once upon a time, there lived 3 fishes in a pond. These 3 fishes used to live happily in the pond. There was one fish out of the 3 who was very spontaneous, alert and smart. The other 2 fishes used to follow this smart fish in order to gain, in order to survive on the basis of food. One fine day, a brutal fisherman came to the pond with one little task: to take all these 3 fishes right to his kitchen door. Then, what happened was, the smart fish, right before the fisherman was stepping into the pond, decided to take a pause and strategize effectively. What it did was, it stepped out, it jumped out of the pond, and few minutes later or few seconds later, the other 2 fishes were into a big shock. They were scared. If the smart fish dies, if the smart fish commits, or if she goes out of the pond, there is no chance of survival. They will also die. After a few seconds, what the simple 2 fishes noticed was, the smart fish was thrown back into the pond. What happened to the smart fish? Why did she survive? What did she do? And why did she jump out of the river or out of the pond? Likewise, the 2 simple fishes, in order to survive, again followed the steps of the smart fish. They decided to jump across the pond and go to the sea or go to the sand. Likewise, after a few seconds, they both jumped across the pond. They went to the shore, and after a few seconds, what they noticed was, they were grilled on the pan. They were grilled in the kitchen. How did the smart fish survive? Even after jumping across the sand, while it was thrown back into the river, while the other 2 fishes were taken to the kitchen. Why did this happen? Even if the simple fishes followed the footsteps of the smart fish, there was one little thing that the smart fish did. While moving outside the pond, while jumping across the pond, it decided to hold its breath. That was unknown to the simple fishes. The simple fishes did not know the strategy to hold their breath once they are out of the pond. And thinking that the smart fish is already dead, the fisherman decided that the stale fish will not be of any sense to the brutal fisherman. So he decided that taking it as a stale and a dead fish, he threw it back to the pond, taking it into no consideration or giving the smart fish no importance, and took the simple fishes to his kitchen. So this is what happens with the real investors. When the real investors follow the footsteps of the FIIs, they don't know when the FIIs will exit or for how long the FIIs has decided to be in the market or to be in a simple or special stock. So it is always advisable for rational people not to follow FIIs unless and until they know each and every bit about the step of FIIs. And you can understand the steps of FIIs only on the basis of experience you are into the market. So it is always advisable, use your own knowledge, use your own technicals, use your own intellects. Never follow anybody, never follow the FIIs. You can follow the FIIs only after a series of experience. So this is what FII has to say. This is how investors should or shouldn't follow FIIs. For more doubts and queries, do keep mailing us. We will always get back to you with a better example, with a better story. Thank you.